What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about this MG82 nerf that came out today on the 22nd of June. So Raven tweeted this out earlier. They've nerfed the MG82. They decreased the maximum damage from 30 to 29, minimum damage from 28 to 27. They decreased the damage range by 20%, decreased the headshot multiplier from 1.3 to 1.2, and decreased the upper chest multiplier from 1.1 to 1. And extremities multiplier was taken from 1 down to 0.9. Then they say they increased the vertical and horizontal recoil. We're going to see in the tests that they didn't really increase horizontal recoil, but vertical recoil they really increased a lot. So I think it's decent nerf, but we're going to go through and I'll show you how this affects the TTKs and how this affects all of the recoil and stuff. So I'm going to try to do this video in one take. I think I can do it. As always, if you guys like the content, consider dropping that like, comment, and sub. Really helps us out, helps keep the website up to date and growing. But yeah, let's jump over to the Ttk charts. So on TrueGameData right now, I've updated it. We have the MG82 and the MG82 pre-nerf, and I threw on an AMAX as well just to compare, you know, the MG82 to something that we all know and understand how fast it kills because we've been killed by it 1,000 times or we use it. So this is 250 health chest shot with open bolt delay. Keep in mind the MG82 has that open bolt delay. So this is with open bolt delay, but sometimes open bolt delay doesn't really matter. If you're shooting someone really at like long range, it doesn't necessarily matter because they don't know you're there all the time. So you can kind of just melt them before they even know what happens. So if you turn open bolt delay off, obviously it's going to adjust the TTKs a bunch, but we'll talk about that later. A lot of people ask me what open bolt delay is. Certain guns in real life have a design where it's called an open bolt design, where when you pull the trigger, there's a slight delay between when the trigger is pulled and when the bullet is actually fired. So they mimic that in game with guns that actually have open bolt designs in real life. So it's just an extra amount of time from when you either click or pull the trigger on your controller. It's added to when the first bullet's fired. So it does need to be included in TTK sometimes, but not always. So anyway, open bolt delay is on for this. Chest shot, 250 health. You can see the pre-nerf orange MG82 here was ridiculously fast, down at 519 milliseconds for chest shots. With this nerf, it goes up about 15%, 10 or 15%, up to 583 milliseconds, which is slightly slower than AMAX chest shots after the AMAX nerf. This is the new nerfed AMAX on here now. So it's still really good. I mean, that's still really fast TTK, but it kind of just brings it more in line with where it should have been. And then they also reduced that damage range by about 20%. So you can see the pre-nerf, the orange one, is out at 27 meters, whereas the new magenta's pink, whatever color you want to call it, the new nerfed MG82 is down at 22 meters. That's not a huge difference because realistically this gun was you know, more for long range anyway, so going from 27 to 22 I don't think is really going to be a huge difference. But overall I think it's a good nerf. It basically just increased the bullets to kill by either 1 or 2. So let's go to headshots. They reduced headshot TTK as well. So the old pre-nerf was the orange line compared to the cyan AMAX. You can see that in the first damage range, the AMAX is still much faster. Then out past that, the pre-nerf MG82 was faster than the AMAX. And now the MG82 is just slower everywhere. And again, this is going to change if we turn off open bolt delay. So if you turn off open bolt delay, you're going to see that the MG82, even the new one, the nerfed one, the magenta line, is faster than the AMAX out at range. Still slower up close, but faster out at range. And then if we go to stomach, so the cyan line is the AMAX. The MG82 is down here. So the pre-nerf MG82 basically had the same TTK on stomach all the way out, just because it had the same number of shots to kill. There was a drop-off, damage drop-off, but it's the same number of shots to kill, so it didn't change the TTK chart. It would just change the DPS. MG82, after the nerf, does actually have a drop-off that changes the shots to kill, so this is good. Another good change for this gun, and I just think it's kind of in a good spot now. It's not really over nerfed or under nerfed. I think it's still gonna be a good gun, still gonna be a very good gun, but it's just not ridiculously good. And obviously for long range, recoil is king. We'll talk about recoil in a second. I just wanted to get through these charts. And then with extremity shots, the old MG82 was significantly faster and didn't have a TTK drop off. It did have a damage drop off, same as stomach at 27 meters, but it didn't have a TTK drop off. So now it's first of all just slower. I think it's an extra shot to kill, and at the second range it's 2 extra shots to kill. So it's it actually has that TTK drop off now, which is again just a good change. If you want to look at the actual damage values, they are on the site, like I said. So we got MG82 pre-nerf 39, 33, 30, 30 versus post-nerf 35, 29, 29, 26. So those are all on the website if you want to check those out. But let's look at recoil. So I actually had recoil plots taken from before the nerf, and this was for my other video that I did. So this is the post nerf change, and then I'll open up the pre-nerf on the right side and zoom in on this one. So basically what this is, if I get the AMAX recoil about the same size roughly. So on the right side is the C58 recoil, fully kitted for meta long range. The middle one is the AMAX, fully kitted for long range, and then the left is the MG82 fully kitted for long range. So you can see that just comparing, I don't know why the AMAX looks so different. I don't know if I made a mistake the first time around or what, but if you compare the C58 to the MG82, you can see that there's dramatically more vertical recoil. It goes from being a little more than half as tall as the MG82's recoil. This is both for 45 bullets, by the way. All three of these are 45 bullets of recoil. So you can see that the new MG82 has tons of recoil compared to what it used to have. It used to be about half as tall. Now it's about 3 times as tall as the C58's recoil. So it's a pretty significant increase. There's no change in horizontal recoil. It's still perfectly vertical. So if you're good at controlling vertical recoil, this is still going to be amazingly accurate. There's still very little visual recoil, very little horizontal recoil, but overall, I think the changes were good. I think it just kind of brings it in line with where it should have been. But yeah, I think that's pretty much everything to cover for this. I'm going to do a meta AR video, so I'll be comparing the MG82 to all the other weapons here pretty soon. But I just wanted to get this out so everybody knew how significant the changes were to the MG82. I think the FARA, XM4, C58 are all going to be like top tier choices. Just spoiler alert for the video. I think most people know that already. But if you're looking for something else besides the MG82, I would try the FARA out, C58 out. XM4 is really good for long range too, but I'll cover all that in detail in my next video or whenever I release that video. But it's everything I wanted to talk about today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something. As always, I will see you in the next video coming probably tomorrow. We'll see, most likely tomorrow, but have a good day.